It's mainly because of the meat. Sorry, I couldn't resist throwing in a little Canadian baby boomer nostalgia there. But for my next guest, it is mainly because of the meat and the theater. You see, Harry Jordan is a butcher by day and a playwright by night, and he's not exactly new at either. Now Harry is preparing his latest play, The Evolution of Morals, Principles, and Values, to be presented on March 26th and 27th at 7:30 at the Domino Theatre. Welcome, Harry.
Thank you.
Okay, so how does one go from being a butcher by day to writing books, plays, acting?
I just have a really active imagination. It just doesn't seem to stop. It'll wake me up at 3 in the morning and I'll go over to the table and make notes. And when I get up in the morning, I read over my notes and start either writing a new book or a new play or something, you know, or maybe poems or something.
When was the first time that you were carving a hunk of filet mignon and went, you know what, I got a great idea for a play?
It happened one day while I was working at Barron's Grocery. A lady came in and she liked the counter set up, and she wrote to the Whig Standard, and they came out and did an interview with me, and they took pictures of the counter and all the unique things that I was putting in there. And somebody read the article that came out in the newspaper. She asked me if I was interested in teaching continuing adults, and I said I was. I wrote up a 37-week course. Mike Harris made some cuts. It went by the wayside, and when I thought, why don't I turn this into a book? Maybe more people are interested in learning about meat and different cuts and things like that. And that's how I got into writing books. Basically, when I finished writing books, I got into acting 2011. So everything sort of came to me later in life. I was playing chess with a buddy, and I said, hey, you guys, you have the Not So Amateur Amateurs play group, and I said, you know, if you ever need somebody to be a tree or something, let me know. I want to try this, you know.
I can be a great tree. I can just stand there and do nothing.
So one day he phoned me up and he said, you want to come out and read for this part? And I went out, read for the part. I said I would do it. I found out it was the lead in the part, and I was like, uh-oh. It took me 4 months to learn my lines, but I went up on stage and I did it.
After that first time, did you find it just getting easier and easier every time?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like now I can learn my lines a lot quicker. I played Lord Capulet in Romeo and Juliet, and I think if I read the lines over a couple of times, I could probably do it, and that's been 9 years ago that I did that one.
What's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you on stage?
I said to somebody, what scene are we in? And they said, this scene, and I got to walk across the stage. So I started walking across the stage, and there they were sword fighting. And I shouldn't have been walking across stage. I don't know, somehow they misunderstood what I asked or something, and I thought, well, I might as well keep walking now. So I walked through the whole scene.
How many plays have you actually written?
I've written about 15. I started off with murder mystery dinner plays. I went to a murder mystery dinner play one night and I thought, you know what? I could write one of these. And I went home, and after having coffee with actually the guy who's the director on this one, Steve Furster, and he said, well, then go home and write it. So, okay, I went home. I came back a couple of days later. I said, here's what I have. And he was, I love it. It was called The Bingo Murders. And Bobby Bingo was murdered. And who did it, you know? So we did a number of those. In fact, there was times I did it. We helped raise money for cancer research. I helped raise money for baby Faith, who had to go into, I think it was a brain operation or a heart operation, and her parents wanted to go with her, and we raised a few $1,000s for her. So yeah, so I mean, I'm not in it to make money necessarily. It's nice if you do, but if somebody needs help that way, I'm probably more than willing to help out if I can. And after writing 5 or 6 of those, I started writing for the One Act Play Festival and entering the One Act Play Festival. I've entered it 6 times now. So.
Okay. So this is a one-act play?
No, this is a full-length play.
Oh,
so
cool.
Originally it was part of the One Act Play Festival. I did it 2 years ago. And everybody thought it should be a full-length play.
Okay.
And by making it a full-length play, I'm able to explain some of the things that were going on that I couldn't explain in a one act because it had to be under an hour.
Tell me just very quickly about the evolution of morals, principles, and values, and how people can see it.
Okay, so we can buy tickets at the door at the Domino Theater the night of performance. The doors open at 7, play starts at 7:30. I'm not set up for Visa or anything like that, so unfortunately we have to do cash at the door. Or they could write to me and I'll hold the tickets for them. They can pick them up that night and pay cash at the door at that time as well. The story is about something that most people can relate to, and that is the father, Tom. I play Tom. Tom does not like his daughter's choice of husband to be. And so it goes from there, and his wife's trying to convince him that Josh is an okay kind of guy, you know, and the daughter's trying to convince him, the mother-in-law's trying to convince them, but it takes a dream sequence for him to fully understand. Maybe he should give the guy a fair shake and go from there.
The inspiration for this particular story, where did it come from?
Well, a little bit comes from real life, you know, my own experiences with my son-in-law to be, my experiences with my in-laws when I met them. I find that a lot of people see humor in that as they get older, you know, at least I did. And I thought, you know, like, you're meeting these people for the first time, you're nervous, regular human nature, and it's just a funny look on how this father goes from one point to another to another.
With fantasy sequences.
Yeah, there's fantasy sequences in there, yeah, for sure. He falls asleep. I call it the Scrooge-like moment. So,
good luck with it. And
yeah, thank you.
The break a leg thing, I guess, applies here too. So,
Yeah,
but not
thank
really.
you.
But not really.
No, I know what you mean.
Thanks for coming in.
It's been a pleasure.